I think I sent the VOD too quickly because, how to say it, yesterday I made a decision to swap from UNE to US,
Huh?
and I have some new VODs from the new server. So
If you have it
you
uploaded,
can watch.
you could send it to me in
Yeah,
DMs right
yeah,
now.
I can just send the link here, send you the
Yeah,
link.
that
I'm
works.
doing this right away.
Yeah. Oh, also I'm.
And in terms of the question, well, I think we can like discuss maybe mid game
Okay, sounds good. And also I'm pretty sick right now, so if you
because
guys hear me coughing or sneezing midway, excuse me.
it's fine.
Yep.
You feeling better, Chip, though?
Say again, pretext.
You feeling better than yesterday?
Yeah, I mean last night before I was gonna bed, I felt like I was dying. I woke up definitely feeling better, but still sick.
Okay. Damn.
The link is in your DMs right now.
Damn.
Is everything okay? Okay.
Still waiting.
You haven't received this?
No, I just nope.
Hmm, that's weird.
I just
Wait, let me
yeah.
see.
If you check our DMs, look, I just sent you a wave. See?
Yes,
Oh, there.
but
Oh,
it
there you go.
should. Yeah, you like
There you
I
go.
don't know how this works, but I have sent you some DMs
Yeah, I got it now.
before that.
Yeah, I saw it before. I saw the you said. Oh, it's weird. I sent the you sent it to me and then I sent the wave and then it doesn't matter. Anyways,
Okay, okay.
okay, I got it. Anyways, okay, let's look at this game. Dyna versus Zed. We're clearing down. Top of scale makes sense. Kind of hard to gank. Looks like we're clearing down. Now when you don't
Okay,
when you
maybe not. Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
What's this
in
draw?
terms of like what we should focus on, maybe okay, maybe like let's focus on the objective fights because I find myself well kinda lacking in these situations, and well, the fighting over here, despite it's been like Godilo on the West, I think it's kinda much thoughtful and harder in terms of UNE, and that's what I am kinda struggling with. So I guess the main topic would be the objective fights.
All right, I'll just skip to the early game because the early game is by
Okay.
far the most important thing. So it's kind of unless you think you played like near perfect. I always like to I'll do a little bit on the early game at least, and then I'll prioritize the mid game.
Yeah, but I like you said, I don't want to like waste the time, you know.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Early game looks I mean that's fine. I'll just skip through it. Like, early game looks completely normal. Just full clear. It's a full clear again. Looks chill. Diana pre-6 doesn't really want to force fights, and it looks like the enemy jungle is pathing opposite way from us. We're full clearing. We notice it's fighting. We get a freebie. Looks good. Pull dragon. Anytime you pull dragon with 2 charges, a smite, you could just insta smite right now. If you instantly smite right now, your second smite will come up before it's in smite range. Just as a small trick to do it faster. Because you can see, you got it low at 556, and you started it at 537. So you see right now, plus 15 seconds, it's gonna be 555, right? And it was in smite range at 555. Okay, but this is really good early game. Full clear into kill, into full clear into dragon. That's pretty dream scenario. Now we have to Krugsby base, get ult, go back to our full clear, play for grubs here. Make that sounds fine. You know you're either just as strong or stronger, and you have top prio, so you get the free grubs. I mean, this is a great early game. We got dragon, we get 2 grubs. I think yeah, you can't really go on that guy because you have scale ult, so you just play to leave. It's 1 for 0, but it's completely chill. Next, now the dragon spawning. Play for second dragon. Invade the Z. He W's out. Kind of sad. Try to hold your last auto, your Q's, just execute, but besides that, it's not a big deal. This guy doesn't have the damage to kill you. He should be fine. I think here you have two options. Here, when you land this Q, you could just one for one it. You could just E on the case right now, and this E would kill her, because I mean, you see her HP. When you land this Q, she dies to just E damage plus like one auto, and then even if you take the C and she flashes away, then you could just use your second E to follow her flash, right? So I think option A is you could just one for one with the Kaisa, which I think is completely fine because you'll still be up for dragon. Option two is I guess you could try to live, and then with your dying breath here, you just use your last E auto on this Z. But I think one for running the Kaisa is probably the best, but she ends up dying anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think here you're thinking about running straight to dragon, and then you decided not to. Do you remember your thought process here?
I thought that now that I got like the item advantage, then maybe I could like have around maybe skill somehow or just be there, I guess.
No, because right here, you know what I'm saying, because you were gonna go dragon, and then you see how you click, and then you decide, actually, I want to go gromp. So I was saying, do you remember why you decided to not go dragon here?
I decided to not go for the dragon because, well, I see that the Z is, well, has no HP and has the recall, so I don't have to like
Fight him on it? Yeah.
pretty much, and I know that I can just leave it be for now and just got the resources, I guess.
Okay. I think, so, two options here. I think option A is you could be like, oh, Zed's low. So instead you could just play to pull it, right? You could just queue over the wall, start it with the idea, okay, if their jungle has to base, obviously, then they have no smite to contest me, right? Even if the enemy support or Rakan comes to fuck with me or something, um, he can't. Like, I'll be fine, you know. Like, I have smite. They don't. Even if really it comes, I could just kill dragon before they kill me, you know. That's option A, which I think is fine, especially because it's second dragon. On option B, if you think, okay, I just want to give dragon because I want to farm up, that's fine too. But then after Wolf's here, right? You should just cross into his top side. Go for his raptors. Go for his krugs. If his red's up, take his krugs too. But I don't like the idea of you pathing towards dragon, but then deciding you want to give drag. Even right now, after you see him pulse, right now you could do raptors, and then you could run straight to his raptors, right? But if you were gonna fight this dragon, or you, so I'll reword it. If you were prioritizing this dragon, right? If it was important to you, then why would you not just do it right now instead of going to Gromp? You'd open to dragon. And if you tell me that you aren't prioritizing dragon, that's fine as well. But then if we're not practicing dragon, we better be trading a lot of gold and XP for dragon. Again, what does that mean? Taking the enemy raptors, taking the enemy krugs, maybe ganking top lane, right? There's only two ways to play league. It's either you match them or you trade them. And here you're not trading, obviously, and I would say you're kind of too late to match because by the time you get here, the dragon's basically already dead, right? And the only way for you to fight is to just suicide over. So I always say, I don't really like mind option A or B. If you want to start this dragon 30 seconds ago, I don't mind it. If you want to give dragon and take his entire top side, I don't mind it. I hate option C where you're not doing the dragon yourself, and you're not trading his scans for dragon, because then it feels like you're just doing nothing. Does that make sense? Hello?
I see.
Yeah, you're
Can
processing.
you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay.
Um, so that makes sense, yeah.
Uh,
What do you think? Still, we can
yes,
talk
it
about it.
does, but yes, it does, but
Because everyone here, but there's no. Is there any reason why you can't just do this? Because there's no way this guy did. Like you see him coming from base right now, right? You saw him fight bot for a full minute, then you saw him recall, and now you see him running here. So you know all these camps are up, right? Because he pulls it here. There's no way he does this, one shots raptors, one shots krugs, and then teleports the dragon. Because here we literally see him pull it. So in this case, you know he's obviously his entire top side's up because he's been bot for the last 2 minutes. And if you already decided you don't want to fight dragon because then you're mid laner base, sure. Then why not take his entire top side for it? You know? and just get a gold lead, get an XP lead. Because here we're still down a level. We're level 8, he's level 9. So
I agree with you, but I guess my problem is that I'm too much tunnel vision on just like getting the objective anyway, and not thinking about the alternatives.
yeah, but then if you wanted to do the dragon anyway, then you could just go start it right now, right? Oh, Zed's low. He has to base. I'll go solo dragon. No one can fight me. Really based. Zed's basing.
What about the
I'll just solo.
maybe I didn't do this right now here because well my team was backing off and well is the home guns right now like the like super broken enough to like for the that just woke up when I'm half finished with the dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just one of those, their team's backing up, but their team is, their team's backing up too. Zed has the base. Looks like obviously, as you saw, Aurelia also has the base. So we just do the math. They have two people basing Zed Aurelia. We have one person. We have one person basing, which is MF, right? We have Lissandra on the map, and we have Leona coming out with home guards and tier 2 boots. So it's just, I think they have two. They're -2 on the map, Zed Aurelia base. We have only -1, which is MF. So right now you have a like very small window of a 3v2 where you have Diana, Lissandra, and Leona, and they only have Kaisa and like Rakan, right? Um, but again, I think either is fine. If you want to just fuck this objective, I'll get us
Okay.
camps. I don't mind. And if you do really prioritize the objective, like you just said you do, then we should be tracking the map, seeing do we have number advantage? Okay, we do, because I saw really ends at basing. So I'll just try to solo it, and if I can solo it, then I'll be pretty happy because now I got the second dragon, you know. So I think it's just we could say at that point is like reading the map better and just reading like who's on the map, who's dead. Because if you realize that Relia also has the base, it's not just Zed, you'll realize, oh damn, then this dragon's free. Who's gonna stop me if Relia and Zed are both base, right? It's not like Rakan's gonna stop me. So we could say that's like we have to read the map, see who's on the map, see who's based, or see who's low, right?
Okay.
But I think this is really good. You sit in the bush, these guys walk to the far up, you get double kill, you get first tower. I think this is awesome. Base, play into back into top side. Relia's overextending. We see Kale overextending. We go top for Kale. I think this is a bit too much for me. I like the idea of I like the skank, but I think you're right here. Um, Proto Belt gets you here, and then this is E range. So, and then if you Proto Belt here, and then he flashes, then you can always just flash here, and then E, right? So I think there's no reason to start with flash. I think you just start with Proto Belt
Okay.
E, and then you just react. If he flashes, I'll flash. Otherwise, I think it's really important to keep your flash, especially on a champ like Diana, where you're such a strong engaged champion. Not having flash is really important. I mean, a good example here, if you have flash, you could just flash away and live. Right now, I'm kind of worried you might die, which you did. So, literally, perfect example. If you have flash, boom, you just flash here and you live, or you flash his ult here or whatever, right? So, I think it's really important to try to keep your flash and be a bit greedy with it when you're playing a champ like Diana. Especially when you have a big shutdown like this, giving a shutdown really, really sucks. So anytime you have a shutdown, it's even then even if this guy flashed away, anytime you have a shutdown, I'm really how do you say hesitant flashing 1 for 1 because if you kill this guy, you get 300 gold, but if they kill me, they get 600 gold. So my flash is worth more than 2 kills. So I'd rather keep my flash to survive than kill a guy who's has no shutdown, right? Um, so I think this is a pretty bad death. There's no reason why Zed should get that shutdown. No, we respawn. I think also you are skipping your camps a lot. As you can see, like your 90 CS, he's 120. You're down 30 CS, which is quite a bit. I mean, you're down 2 levels, and you have 5 camps up. So I think if you wanted to play for Herald, what you could do is you could just clear towards the Herald. You could do Krugs, Red, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp, and then start it. Um, I think if you were even, let's say you're both 120, 120, I think the idea of doing Herald away and then clearing down is fine. But I think when you're this behind, you really need to catch back up in levels in CS. So I think here I would really prioritize thing. If you're playing like a Sejuani or Rammus, a non-carry champion, you'd be like, ah, fuck it, I don't care if I'm down 2 levels. I'm just gonna prioritize the objective, sure. But Diana is 100% a carry champion, right? So I don't think starving yourself is a good idea. And also, one thing with the faster you pull this Herald, the faster you can be on your camps. And all this time, 10 seconds to go for the kill, 10 seconds walking back is just again, it's all it is. It's reducing the time you can be on your camps. You know, it's one of those things where even now you're doing this Herald, and if this guy wants to steal the Herald, he can. He has better smite. His smite does 1400. Your smite does 1,000. So he could literally blast plant, auto E smite it, and then just W back away. And even if you have, and you'll never beat the smite fight because his smite just does 400 more than yours. So when you're having no jungle quest yet,
I think that he's going to do this
yeah.
anyway.
Again, it's
Yeah.
not because you mistimed the smite. His smite just does more, right? That's why, obviously the important reasons to do camps are XPs and levels and gold, but this is another reason why camps are important is something as simple as just your smite power, He dies, it's not as bad, but I think if he was better, instead of Wing in, he could literally blast plat in, and then he could just W out. Like, this guy could have stole this shit and lived, and then you'd be really, really depressed, right? So yeah, I think you're definitely skipping camps a bit too much.
Have to work on this because, well, on this server there is action everywhere,
Mhm.
and I have to adapt, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's normal for League. Here, just instantly base. You have Dawn, huge item, run straight to Dragon. Nice. Your 2 items is a really big spike for you. Let's team fight this Dragon. Let's watch this. Really all ins you. Ult's a bit ugly. I'm not gonna lie with you. Not going to lie to you. I think a lot of Dianas have a habit of. Yeah, are you an old player or are you a new player?
Kinda old.
Okay, so you heard of the term Lee syndrome? Lee syndrome?
Mm,
No. So Lee
I think
syndrome
so.
is an old term where it's used to be like a meme where Lee Sins they land the Q and they will take the Q no matter what. Even if there's 5 people here and their entire team's dead, Lee Sins, it's Lee
Yeah, they're
syndrome.
just going
They'll
recast
just
it,
Q
I
in,
know.
right? They can't stop themselves. So I think I have a thing called Diana syndrome, where Diana's players only want to ult if it's like a 3-man ult, 4-man ult, 5-man ult. They hate 1-man ulting. But a lot of times in this, when this really just flash ulted you like this, you need to just press ult. You need to just kill this guy as fast as possible. You need to take as little damage as possible, because obviously when you ult him, you CC him, and when he CC, he stops hitting you. And you need to just kill this guy instantly. This guy is a free kill. You guys are like 3v1ing him. It's going to be Diana ult, and then Leona E, and Leona Q, and he just gets one shot. And now the team fight's 45. I guess in this case, it's a 44. So after you kill this guy, the team fight will be 3v4. You'll have 4 members. They'll only have 3, and then you could go in and play for like a dragon steal. Um, and I know a lot of times we want to hold our ult, 3-man ult, 4-man ult, but in reality, I think if this guy jumps on you and you just instantly ult right now, boom. If you're fast enough too, you could actually, if you ult instantly, you could actually cancel his Q with your ult. I'm not expecting that for you, but if you ult right now, you could literally cancel his Q, and it doesn't go on CD. Um, but then yeah, you don't ult, you proto belt into his E, you miss your ult afterward, and I think if you just ulted now like earlier, I think Aurelia right now is already dead. Because your ult would have brought her here, and then your second ult would bring her here. She'd be CC, so she wouldn't have you'd be like this HP, MF would be like this HP, and now you guys would just be able to enjoy. Now you just be able to enjoy this fight. You just QE in. MF can ult these guys without getting cancelled by Aurelia, and I think you just literally wipe this team fight. So I don't know if you're holding your ult for more people or what, but I think it's important that when you see someone's mute on definitely on Discord, sorry. If you see someone just diving into you, or it's just a guaranteed kill, you should just accept. You should just be happy with the guaranteed kill, and now you're just going to play the remainder of the team fight with number advantage. You might not have ult for the remainder of the team fight, but I think there's nothing more OP in League than number advantage. So having a guaranteed number advantage for this fight should make it winning. Because I think in this case, you guys ended up going 2 for 2. I 100% think if you ulted earlier, you and MF would both live, and this would be like a 2 for 0. And even though you lose Dragon, if you get 2 for 0 plus like mid tower, I'd say that's a completely worth trade.
Okay.
What do you think about this fight? Any thoughts?
Well,
Can you visualize what
I
I'm
had a
saying?
question. How do I practice mechanics then?
hmm Uh, well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Well, because well, the mid game and late game team fightings are the things that I tend to struggle with a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Because well, I think that well, I'm not processing things fast enough, I guess, and I maybe don't see the cues for what
mhm,
I should or what I shouldn't do.
yeah, I mean, getting better mechanics is
Maybe I'm
just
just bad, but well,
no. I mean, everything you can always get better at anything, but I mean, you get better at mechanics by just fighting more, and then obviously reviewing your fights and just getting in the habit of. A lot of times people think mechanics is 2 words in video games, right? Micro and macro. And a lot of times people just if they miss skill shots or they miss their ult like you just did, they just say, "Oh, I have bad mechanics, I have bad fingers, I have bad reaction speed." micro, they just put everything under micro. I always say there's a term that's in the middle. Like there's macro. People think of like pushing, pathing, decision making, and then there's micro, which is mechanics. I always say there's most of fighting people don't realize. I call it macro mechanics, which is just combining the two words. And what does this mean? This is just micro mechanics. Is just the thought process between your mechanics. Because for example, um, it's not that I'm saying the reason why this fight went bad is because you didn't ult this guy immediately. You held it, right? That's not because you're unable to press the button on your keyboard. You can press ult. It's not a skill shot. It's that your brain, you're not thinking about how should I use my ult, right? If you thought to yourself, if you knew this already going into the game, and you knew, and I quote, it is okay to get a one-man ult if it's a guaranteed kill. If you knew that sentence, then you would ult here, right? And then you'd won this fight, and then I could then say you played this fight mechanically well, right? Because even though if you didn't have perfect skill shot accuracy or you didn't use your buttons perfectly, at least you use your buttons correctly in how you should use them, right? Because just for example, if you want, let's say the correct combo is Q into E, you could throw your Q. Let's say this is the perfect way to Q it, and you throw it like this, right? And then you E the same way. Yes, you might have not played the execution correct mechanically, but you played the like the plan. It's when you have good good plan, bad execution, right? So step one is always getting a better plan. When it comes to how do I improve mechanics, step one is to create a plan around how you're going to use your spells. Am I going to flash E ult? Am I going to flash protobell ult? Am I going to just protobell E ult? Right? There's like 4 different ways to engage. It's not just, So the first one is plan this. How am I going to do it? Am I going to do E flash, flash ult, E ult, protobell E, whatever? Then number 2 is actually, doing it. And then 3 is afterwards, right? Whatever. A lot of people will just jump to number 2. They're like, oh, how do I get better mechanically? How do I press my buttons faster? How do I flash ult? No. First one is step 1 is realize what do I need to do? Do I need to just ult this guy? Do I need to Q and then ult him? Should I just W and auto attack him to death and don't use my ult or my Q? Step 1 is the plan of what button should I press, right? Then it's how do I press them? When do I press them? How do I, move my mouse when I press them, right? A lot of times everyone just jumps to step 2. Step 1 is just make a plan around your spells. Is it okay to flash ult the support? Nah, we need to only use our flash ult for the AD carry or the mid laner. You know what I mean? So you say, how do I improve mechanics? First, we have to create a better plan. Go into loading. Press tab before fights. Like before you enter this dragon fight, I want you to press tab, right? While walking to this dragon fight, instead of looking at nothing, press tab right now. And if you see, you press tab. Okay, you press it for half a second, and I'll pause when you press it. Okay, boom, we press tab. Now that we press tab, now we can do this. Level 11, level 9, right? Item and a half, 1 item. What does this mean? AD carry is way stronger, right? So this guy's stronger. Look at mid, level 12, level 11, 1 item, item and a half. This guy's way stronger, okay? Then we look at jungle, 2 items, level 11, boots, okay? Jungles are equal. So jungle's equal, mid's weaker, AD carry stronger. What does this mean? It means we want to protect this guy, we want to focus this guy. This is their strongest guy, this is my strongest guy. This is my weakest guy. I don't care about Kaisa, and I care about Misfortune. So now that we look at this, now we go into the team fight, and I ask you, you have an opportunity to get a one-man ult on Rakan or Rakan Kaisa. Does it sound good? No. You have an opportunity to get a one-man ult on Aurelia, their strongest member, and if you do this, you're also peeling your strongest member, Misfortune. Because if we press tab and we saw it was a 0-6 Aurelia, right? Then would it be good to ult Aurelia? No, you could just kill her with auto attacks. We wouldn't ult her. But if you don't press tab and gather information, you'll never know who do I focus in fights? Who do I protect in fights? Is it okay to get one-man ult? Or is it not okay to get one-man ult? Right? It's not just, oh, how do I play this fight mechanically better? I proto-built it into really E. Whoops, I don't care about any of that. It's gather information. Actually, step 1 is not make a plan. Step 1 is gather information. Step 2 is make a plan off the information. Then step 3 is actually perform the mechanics of our plan correctly. Everyone tries to jump to step 3. We got to do step 1 and then step 2. Fuck step 3. And step 1, step 2. This is not an overnight thing. It's gonna take days or weeks to make this a habit of pressing tab. Making a plan off it, and then we'll finally you'll notice that like your mechanics, we could review zero mechanics, zero mouse stuff, and you'll realize your mechanics are just progressively getting better just off the fact that you're going into fights knowing what to do. Does this all make sense? I know I went on a big rant there, but does this all make sense?
No, no, no. Like I, this for me, this was so much insightful. Like I never realized that. Okay, this is the first time someone explained to me how to create a plan of the team fight. What should I focus on? Who should I like play around? Who is my target?
Hmm. So yeah, that's good. I'm glad. So, but you see how I had to like fucking spam pause to get a tab press? We gotta be like, that's why the best players, if you watch their streams, they're pressing tab this entire time, in dead time. Anytime they're, 15 seconds walking to the fight, there's nothing to look at right now. You see how you're looking at nothing? This is where we press tab and we do the math, look at the items, look at the XP, look at the CS, and it's really important to know who's fed, who's weak, who do I play for, who do I ignore, because if you don't do this, then we're gonna go into every team fight blind, just hoping it works out, hoping we just happen to hit the right guy. Um, so yeah, that's why pressing tabs is really important.
I see.
But yeah, obviously, I'll poke some fun. We did proto into Rally and we ulted nothing, so it looked pretty fucking funny. But it happens. Anyways, I took a while on that, so let me speed this up to get. This has already been, holy fuck, it's already been 24 minutes. All right, let me speed this up. But again, what I just said, that could low key. I'm gonna keep going, but that could low key. I could probably end the review there because that's already. I don't want to. There's a lot of times when coaches try to give like 30 different points, it's hard to really remember them all and start implementing them. And that single point applies to every single game you'll ever play, almost every single team fight, etc. Will applies to that concept I just explained. Gathering information, making a plan, and then mechanically executing upon that plan. Uh,
Actually, right now you just made me excited to play again.
that's good. Ugh, fuck. I need to make tea. Okay.
Okay, then I'm not going to like. I'm not going to like take much of your time now. I
Oh,
guess we covered the basics.
oh, yeah, sure. Anything else specifically in this game you really want to? I don't know if you remember this game. Is there any like specific fight you thought was super winnable, but you lost that you wanted to look at before we ended? Then I feel bad just doing one team fight.
Mm,
I don't know how well you
to
remember
be
this
honest,
VOD.
I would like to like get kinda later on because later on realized that Zahin was like
Okay, it's like
the my
a late.
strongest member. I was just like hovering
That's
him
good.
24/7,
Hmm.
and and also I think that I skipped a lot of camps because of doing this. But I was like, okay, it's like 30 minutes, and it's time to like well just play with my.
Uh-huh.
It's time to like play with my strong member,
Yeah. And when you get to this
and I
point of
was
the
wondering if
game,
that was the correct
yeah,
thing.
yeah. When you get to this point of the game, skipping camps is a rule like 1 minute to like 20 minutes. Once you get to this point of the game, skipping camps is pretty whatever because you could literally not farm a camp for the rest of the game, literally just never farm again, and you're already level 16 with basically 4 items. There's not a really big jump going from 4 items to 5 items. This is really like whatever. Like the earlier items are really exponential. Like first item spike is huge, second item spike is fucking huge, third item spike is fucking huge. Anything after 3 or 4, unless you're playing an AD carry like Jinx or some shit, any bruiser in the
Okay.
game. 4 items, 5 items. If I showed you a team fight of 4 item Diana where you like this, you couldn't see this. This is like blocked out by like a black square. And then I showed you a team fight with 5 item Diana, where same thing. You could not see the items. I guarantee you probably could not tell me which one's 4 items and which one's 5 items.
Okay.
So that's why this point of the game, I get mid late game when you already have 3 items level 16, it's completely chill. Obviously, we prefer to farm camps on the way to hover our teammates, but it's completely chill to prioritize being there on time, um, and hovering the correct guy than trying to min-max every single camp on every single wave. So I think that is the correct thing to do. Yes, I agree with you.
Okay then.
You get Baron. That was good Baron. You saw they all go in bots. You pulled Baron. Now we're sieging with Baron, trying to break this mid inhib, grouping 4 on mid. Zaheen solo killed Aurelia. We hit mid tower. We hit mid inhib. Perfect. This is an ambitious Zaheen TP. I doubt you guys can end, but we'll see. Yeah, you have this no wave, and this is so fucked up. Why did that guy do that? Fuck. I see there's one last team fight of the game, and then the game ends. Let's see this last team fight. This is a good example of like going Krugs are fucking worthless because you're like already basically full build, you're level 18, you have death cap, you're nowhere near your 6 item. If anything, is until you have 3,000 gold, it's actually better to just probably set up ping boards than buy another component because what is a blasting wand, for example, gonna do at 36 minutes in the game, right? So since you're nowhere close to 3k, which is how much it costs to buy a full item, I think at this point, I always say anything past 25 minutes, junglers are just glorified babysitters. Our job is to just sit on AD carry's cock or top laner or support or holder mid laner's hand and just make sure these motherfuckers don't die. Like you're literally just a babysitter holding their hand. I'm terrified if you go to Krugs and I see my entire team is contesting top vision and they start fighting or they die while I'm on Krugs, we'll just lose the game. Enemy team will literally just end mid or they'll just start Baron on spawn. So I think at this point of the game, Krugs is really scary. You know, because imagine if you were here. It looks like your team happened to win the fight, but I want you to imagine that you're here and the Zed just one shot misfortune, right? And now they start Baron on spawn because this late in the game that timer's like 60 seconds, right? So a misfortune will be there for the Baron. So it looks like it worked out, but I'm like terrified of being across the map for my entire team, you know.
I see.
But your team ends up winning the fight without you, and then you guys win the game. So yeah, I think that the mid game fighting point is the most important thing by far. So definitely press tab more, focus the strong guys, ignore the weak guys, help your strong guys, etc. Um, and you'll naturally see you'll just start landing more skill shots, or you're also be more better focused on the carries. Any questions before I let you go?